In the hallowed pages of the Book of Judges, amidst tales of heroism and divine intervention, lies a story as old as time itself, a story of ambition, treachery, and the intoxicating allure of power. This is the story of Abimelech, a man driven by a lust for dominion so profound that it would lead him to commit unspeakable acts and ultimately pave the path to his own tragic downfall. Abimelech, the son of the revered judge Gideon, stands as a stark contrast to his father's legacy of faith and humility. While Gideon led the Israelites to victory under the guidance of God, Abimelech sought power through cunning, manipulation, and bloodshed. His story serves as a chilling reminder of the corrupting influence of unchecked ambition and the heavy price of power attained through violence. Join us now as we delve into the dramatic life of Abimelech, exploring the events that shaped his tumultuous reign and the timeless lessons we can glean from his dramatic rise and fall. To truly understand the depths of Abimelech's ambition, we must first journey back to the time of his father, Gideon. Gideon, a reluctant hero chosen by God to deliver the Israelites from the oppressive rule of the Midianites. Through faith and divine guidance, Gideon led his people to a miraculous victory, earning their unwavering respect and admiration. Yet, Gideon remained humble, refusing the offer of kingship, declaring that the Lord alone was their true king. But within the walls of Gideon's own household, a seed of ambition had already been sown. Abimelech, unlike his father, craved power and recognition. He saw the adoration bestowed upon Gideon not as a testament to God's power but as a reflection of his father's earthly influence. The whispers of ambition began to echo within Abimelech's heart, fueled by a growing sense of entitlement and a desire to forge his own path, even if it meant betraying the very principles his father held dear. Little did anyone know that this seemingly insignificant seed of ambition would soon blossom into a monstrous vine, threatening to choke the very life out of Israel. Gideon, a man of faith and humility, left behind a legacy woven with threads of courage, piety, and unwavering trust in God. He was a beacon of hope for the Israelites, a symbol of their deliverance from oppression. His name echoed through the generations, a testament to the power of God working through even the most reluctant of heroes. But legacies, like ancient tapestries, can be viewed from different angles, their intricate patterns interpreted in myriad ways. Abimelech, gazing upon his father's legacy, saw not just the triumph of faith, but the allure of power. He craved the adoration, the authority, the sheer influence that came with being the son of such a revered figure. The whispers of ambition that had once been faint now grew into a deafening roar within Abimelech's heart. He saw Gideon's numerous wives and children, not as a loving family but as obstacles standing between him and the power he so desperately craved. In his mind, he was destined to inherit his father's mantle, to rule over Israel with an iron fist. Fueled by an insatiable lust for power, Abimelech set in motion a plan as cunning as it was ruthless. He journeyed to Shechem, the city of his mother's people, and with a silver tongue laced with venom, he sowed seeds of discord among its inhabitants. He reminded them of his lineage, emphasizing his connection to their city through his mother. With each carefully crafted word, he painted a picture of himself as their rightful leader, a king who would bring them prosperity and glory. He cleverly concealed his true motives, masking his ambition under the guise of concern for their welfare. He warned them of the perceived threat posed by his brothers, claiming that they would surely seize power and rule over Shechem with an iron fist. The people of Shechem, blinded by Abimelech's charisma and swayed by his promises, fell prey to his manipulations. They readily agreed to support his treacherous plan, their hearts hardened against the sons of Gideon. And so, with the unwitting support of Shechem, Abimelech orchestrated a heinous act of betrayal that would forever stain the pages of history. Chapter 4. With the support of the men of Shechem, Abimelech's dark plan was set in motion. He led his band of conspirators to Ophrah, his hometown, where his brothers, Gideon's sons, resided, unaware of the danger lurking in their midst. Under the cover of darkness, Abimelech and his men surrounded the house where his brothers resided. One by one he dragged them out, their pleas for mercy falling on deaf ears. Abimelech, his heart hardened by ambition, showed no mercy, no compassion. With each swing of the sword, another life was extinguished, the blood of his own flesh and blood staining his hands crimson. The air grew heavy with the stench of death, a gruesome testament to Abimelech's insatiable thirst for power. 69 souls, his own brothers, were slaughtered that night, their bodies left to rot under the unforgiving sun. Only Jotham, the youngest of Gideon's sons, escaped the massacre, fleeing into the night, the cries of his murdered brothers echoing in his ears. Chapter 5. Abimelech, his hands stained with the blood of his brothers, returned to Shechem, his heart cold and calculating. He had eliminated his rivals, silencing any opposition to his claim to the throne. The people of Shechem, blinded by their own ambition and fear, welcomed him as their ruler, placing upon his head a crown forged in treachery and bloodshed. And so began Abimelech's reign, a reign marked by paranoia, violence, and a desperate struggle to maintain his grip on power. He ruled with an iron fist, crushing any hint of dissent with brutal efficiency. He surrounded himself with loyal followers, men as ambitious and ruthless as himself, men who would carry out his every whim without question or hesitation. Fear became his most effective weapon, silencing any whispers of rebellion before they could take root. He trusted no one, not even those closest to him, for he knew that the seeds of betrayal could easily be sown in the hearts of men driven by ambition. Chapter 6. For 3 long years, Abimelech's reign of terror cast a dark shadow over Shechem and the surrounding lands, but the seeds of his downfall had been planted on the very night he murdered his brothers. Jotham, the sole survivor of the massacre, had not remained silent. From atop Mount Gerizim he had cried out, cursing Abimelech and the people of Shechem for their treachery. Jotham's curse, like a prophecy foretold, began to take root. Discord arose between Abimelech and the men of Shechem, the fragile alliance forged in ambition and deceit crumbling under the weight of mistrust and suspicion. The people, once swayed by Abimelech's promises, now saw him for what he truly was, a tyrant who had usurped power through bloodshed and deceit. Revolt brewed in the streets of Shechem, the whispers of discontent growing into shouts of defiance. Abimelech, faced with the unraveling of his meticulously crafted kingdom, reacted with characteristic brutality. He laid siege to Shechem, determined to crush the rebellion and reassert his dominance. The story of Abimelech is a stark reminder that the path paved with ambition and violence ultimately leads to ruin. His insatiable thirst for power drove him to commit unspeakable acts, turning brother against brother and leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. Though he tasted the fleeting sweetness of power, it came at a heavy price. The betrayal of family, the loss of innocence, and ultimately, his own life. Abimelech's tragic tale serves as a timeless parable, a cautionary reminder that true leadership springs not from force or manipulation, but from humility, integrity, and a genuine desire to serve others. It highlights the dangers of unchecked ambition and the corrosive effects of power on the human soul. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful Bible stories.